Okay. So now I will try to drag and drop regular expression validator, but it's not there in Visual Studio 2022. Okay. So see here. So I will open one more Visual Studio 2012 just to show that example, but you people can ignore for now. Okay. I'm just opening my older version. I have one more. I think in 2019 also we have this one regular expression. Okay. So this is how this older version look like. So see, same. So just go to toolbox. So see here we have regular expression, but in newer versions, because so they stop the updates for this Visual Studio older versions and ASP.NET. So due to that, they removed some future features and all. Okay, but okay. So I'm just trying to show you guys from the older version. So my suggestion: don't install only for this program. So in 2019 it is there. I think I'm not sure. Just check once. Okay. So what will happen? Like so when you drag and drop this regular expression here also, so you have few things like error message and also control to validate. Okay. Now just run this code and let's see the output. Okay. So now, so first submit, nothing will happen. So now enter some A, B, C. Is this a valid email? No. So at the rate. Valid email? No. So again A, B, C, valid email? No. So dot, still no. And now A, B, C. Okay. So now A, B, C at the rate gmail.com. No present. Is this regular expression only? Okay. So we'll drag and drop one more time. Regular expression. Okay. Right click properties, control to validate, text box one, validation group, validation expression, email. Okay. So one more thing I forgot to add here. So here one more option we have validation expression. This one. Okay. Now select. See here we have different types of validations expressions like like phone number, postal code, email address, internet URL. So many things, US phone number, zip code, all those things are there. Okay. So for example, if you want to add something else also, you can add. But for now, I'm just selecting internet email address. Okay. So now just save it and run the program. So now, so ABC, submit, no. So at the rate, submit, no. ABC, submit, no. Dot, submit, no. Now text again, ABC. Now it will be gone. Okay. See, ABC at the rate Gmail dot, so text. That's what the email representation. So if you see, if you keep one character also, no problem. But remove this one. Now immediately it will come. Okay. Now keep something here. Now remove this dot. See, it's still there. Okay. Now what we will do? So now submit. This will be gone. Now remove at the rate. So ABC at the rate text at, sorry, text at the rate text dot text. This is what the standard email address format. Okay. So just note down this regular expression validator. So if you have older version of Visual Studio, practice it. Otherwise, ignore. Okay, because only for this program, if you want to install again and if you want to check, means wastage of time and everything, right? That's what I'm saying. Okay. So please note down this one. And custom validate is nothing but, if you want to perform validations by using JavaScript, you can go for custom validator also. If you want, like, when you people learned your JavaScript there, right? So you can apply those validations. So note down these two things. So I think then in your project, you cannot keep this email validation related. Okay. Because what? So you don't have that in your latest Visual Studio. Okay. I done. So, and our last type of validation, that is what your validation summary. Like, uh, if you want to display all type of validations at one time, then we'll go for validation summary. Okay. So now I'm closing my old Visual Studio, old version of Visual Studio here. So here, what I will do, this range is there. We'll keep one more required field validator. Okay, and we'll keep it to password. Where is the control to validate? Just keep it like text box 2 or something. Okay. So save it. Something like okay, and also confirm password. So we already have it or we have removed. Okay, compare validator. Okay. Now right click properties. So what you will do, control to validate. Uh, text box 3, control to compare is what? Text box 2. And here also we'll keep one required field validator. Okay. Okay. So now properties again. Control to validate is what? Text box 3. Done. Okay. Okay. Now copy. Now validation summary. Now make it just drag and drop here. Okay. Now go to properties. Go to properties. This one. Okay. Okay. Now run the program. Let's see what will happen. Okay. This range validator cannot be blank. Oh. So control to validate. What is that? Text box 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4. Okay. So minimum value, maximum value, and type is string. Okay. Now click on submit. See, value must not be empty. Required field validator, required field. So all these validations are firing here. Okay. Now I will enter something in my password, and here also I will enter something. Okay. Now submit. Now what will happen? These two required field validator will be gone. Okay. And now in place of it, we'll get the compare validator. See. See, validation summary is nothing but if you want to display all the validations at one place. So then, so in your projects and all our applications, what will happen? So they will display on the top sometimes, or they will display in the bottom. So these are the list of validations you are missing. Okay. So if you want to display all the validations at one place, then we'll go for validation summary. Got it? So this is what validation summary. Regular expression, like so for email, phone number, postal code, zip code, so all these things. If we want to perform some kind of validation, previously in our older Visual Studio versions, we have that regular expression related validation, but I don't know for what reason they removed. They removed because so nowadays no one is using ASP.NET and they have stopped the updates in ASP.NET. So because of these reasons, so they are not focusing on ASP.NET. Maybe after few more years, they may remove complete ASP.NET template from the Visual Studio also maybe. But but why they are keeping say this so still some features of ASP.NET means some organizations, if they are maintaining the legacy applications like older applications, okay, then what will happen? So they may not use our, they may not use all this ASP.NET if they are using only ASP.NET, if they are not using MVC web API .NET core or something, then what they need to do, they still need to keep that one. That is the reason. But definitely one fine day Microsoft will tell, like so that is the reason, in some companies they are migrating their ASP.NET project into MVC or something. So that is only reason. After few years or something, if like if they want to remove complete ASP.NET, then this Microsoft will give warning or information to those people, and they will simply tell, like so we are going to stop all the ASP.NET related features and we don't support anything, so you need to migrate. So then there will be no option for them. Either they will migrate to MVC or web API or something else, or some other technology also, Java or something. But so then they cannot use this ASP.NET. Okay. So that's why they have removed this, what is that, regular expression related. Not only regular expression, and some other features also. When I was doing some examples for my previous batches, sometimes they won't work in this higher version of Visual Studio, and they used to work in lower version. Okay, but whatever it may be, so simple regular expression also same. So just drag and drop, control to validate. One extra thing you need to do here is, so you need to select the expression, validation expression. So whether it is like email related, or or else okay, otherwise leave it, no problem. Okay, so send the next one is, so the one more is what, custom validation. That is what your JavaScript related. Those people who are done with JavaScript, so are jQuery. So your sir may explain, like so you need to give some reference of in the script tag. You need to give the jQuery reference. Okay, so from there you will keep the validations to your text boxes and all, right? So now, you people try the same way here also, like so if you want try to custom validation message, and you want to use that inside your project, just try with that. Simple. For example, he dragging and dropping word a request field validator. They do dollar jQuery dot, so ID of the text box one dot length greater than equals to 0, then so message. So just in the div, so username must not be empty, like that. So do you guys completed with your JavaScript? So do you guys discussed about those validations in the class? Maybe don't know what is the syllabus and all for your JavaScript class, but so try with that. But for now that is also not required, that's what I will say. So in our MVC we have different kinds of approach for validations again, like model data annotations and something else we have. So we'll see there a couple of things. But if you already completed your JavaScript, just try for some two text boxes. Just try it once and leave it. Okay, don't waste more time on it. Okay, don't waste more time on it. Just spend some half an hour of time. Because what, so you will practice your JavaScript and also your .NET, both the things will practice at one time, right? That's what I'm saying. But it's up to you guys. So I don't, I mean, so this JavaScript related, I don't have any you know control over it, and I don't know what syllabus is going on what you people are learning and all. I have no idea on it, so I cannot comment on it also. So, but I hope definitely if you are learning JavaScript, mean definitely they will tell validation related. Okay. Up to you. Uh, you need to validation memory. That's it. Okay. Then it will take care of everything. Okay. Got it. So clear for everyone. So now this if someone is going some system test, if they ask you people to do a system test on ASP.NET, you can apply all the concepts. Okay. So from our next class or from today only, we're going to start our ASP.NET MVC. Okay. We are starting now.
Recording in progress.
So ASP.NET is different. Windows Forms and ASP.NET both are similar. C Sharp and ASP.NET is completely different. Okay. So similarly, your MVC and ASP.NET is also completely different. Okay. So I will take care. So I'm there for you guys. So how we have learned C Sharp and how we made C Sharp easy, how we made easy, how we made ASP.NET easy, how we made what is that ATO.NET easier way, same way we'll do for the MVC also. Okay. But so I need 200% commitment from you guys. See, so initially our 10 first 7 8 classes, each and every MVC program is one line only. Okay, one liner only. But you need to practice that. But what that one liner will kill you. So because so difficult. Okay, so difficult. Because see, program is easy only. Process difficult. So after 6 days, then what happened? I still remember when some people came to my C sharp that time, so that 80 people, almost some 70 80 people are, 100 more than 100 people. So they got the error at console at right line. Because some people will write small c dot right line. Some people used to write CY and SYL, capital W and small l. And some people forget to write read line there. Sir, I'm not getting output. Okay. So then I told, so you need to write console at read line. And you missed here. So after that, when we move to our data types, boxing, unboxing, say for that boxing, unboxing, I still remember we have spent almost 3 4 days for that particular concept. Okay. But usually that used to be finished in one session only. Okay. So, but now no one is asking me consonant right line spelling. No one is asking me doubts on consonant right line. No one is asking me why integer parts there. No one is asking me convert dot two in 32. Because so you guys practice so well and you got complete idea on it. Right. Similarly, now you people will get the doubts here. Don't worry. So now what will happen, like the comparison will start between ASP.NET and MVC. So so your parents or someone will try to compare with your package and your friend's package or your cousin's package. So Babu, what are you doing now? So your BTech finished. Okay, how much percentage you got? So what is the next step? What you are going to do? So how the people will ask you or compare with other people? Same way now. So we need to blame our ASP.NET. But so our ASP.NET is what? So that is our favorite now, right? Okay. Wait for 10 days, your favorite will change to MVC. Okay. So now I'll just explain what is this MVC. So why we are going for MVC. So we have 15 minutes of time. I will give some brief overview on it. later. So we'll just compare the features of MVC. What are the things we are going to learn? Why we are going for MVC? What is the reason for MVC? Why Microsoft decided to leave their most successful product? So that is what technology ASP.NET. Why they left that one and why they are moving to MVC? So uh, .NET was introduced in the year of 2002, right? So from 2002 to almost 2015, ASP.NET ruled the world. Okay, so up to 2011, 12, 13. Okay, so 2013, 14, everywhere ASP.NET projects only. So people, if someone is experienced of 10 years or 15 years or 20 years or something, if your relative someone is working in .NET of 20 years of experience, if they are managers or something, if they worked on the older version of classic ASP.NET or something, if they tell them, so nowadays in the institutes and all, no one is teaching ASP.NET. If you tell them, then they will be surprised for that statement. Because so those days people used to say, if you want to learn MVC, ASP.NET is mandatory. So without ASP.NET, will you learn MVC? So they will ask. So without so so the things that everything was depend on ASP.NET only that time. See, whatever you got. So now, see, for example, your mobile phone, smartphones, or whatever, iPhone 11, 12, 13, 22, 39, whatever, or your Android or Oxygen OS, this one, that one. So Lollipop OS, Oxygen OS, and something else we have, I don't know. So we have so many operating systems now, or so many mobiles, but everything came from where? That Nokia Dabba phone only, right? So that so people say, so still your parents, so what if they are using that phone, they will know what is that red button and what is that green button only. Okay, so your mother won't play that snake game in that Nokia 1100 mobile. If you have that also, your mother won't play, or your father won't play that. So, so if you are playing for hours and hours and all, he will throw the mobile. What are you doing from the morning? You woke up. What is that? So in the morning you started at 7 or 6:30, and now it's 9:30, 10:30. What you are doing in that mobile? Okay. So they will say, but what is the base for that? So now, if you are using OnePlus so or iPhone or Oppo or Vivo or XYZ, so like IQ or something, that one. So many mobiles. What is the base? That one only. So from the red button, green button only, now the world is migrating towards what? The higher versions are technologies. Okay. So similarly, for .NET also, they have that MVC. So a web API now, .NET Core now, something else, something else, something else. They all came from where means ASP.NET only. Okay. Then so what is the reason? What is the reason for removing that? So after 5-6 years or something, you people at least know what is ASP.NET. But now outside, people are not teaching ASP.NET. You can ask your friends in Naresh IT also. If you ask your friends who completed their .NET other than my classes, ask them, do you know ASP.NET, how to create a project? They don't know. Just you can compare. Okay, so I heard other people are not teaching, but so I want to teach because so when I want to compare ASP.NET feature with MVC, if you don't know ASP.NET, how I will compare? So then you people need to imagine, long ago, once upon a time, he lived there. There lived a ghost. So like that Vikram movie or something, you need to give the elevation to your ASP.NET. But what? So on the air, I need to draw a diagram like this, like this, like that. So and I so I need to draw a diagram there, and I need to tell you people there you people can see there, that is what ASP.NET. Okay, so then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So, so what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will imagine that one which you don't know. So then what you will understand and how you will some people will say our brains are small brains like me. So, and so then how you will compare ASP.NET with MVC now? Okay, so that is the reason I have maybe 15 sessions or 20 sessions, but definitely your confidence got double now for sure after doing that project. Yes or no? So for sure, okay, after doing that project, your confidence will be double. So you'll get one type of confidence like okay, I also learned something on .NET. We paid the fees for 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000 a year, but we learned something here, and we are able to do that on our own. So definitely, so now you people, if you think about your mini projects or main projects in your BTech, then you will realize like we wasted money there. Instead of that, we also can do that. So it's so simple like that you can think, right? So so and so now we'll start our MVC now. So I will just explain what is MVC and why MVC, and later we'll see so many things on MVC, and I will also discuss each and every MVC concept in real time. Okay, everything in real time. Okay, for ASP.NET. So I also never worked in real time, but I know. So this is how the project and all, because when I started my career that time, so MVC was so powerful. So people used to take, if you are telling an interview like I know MVC, they will ask you what is model view controller, and they will ask few more questions. If you're able to answer them, they will take you into the project and they will train you on MVC, and they used to give the jobs. Now the .NET core is like that today. Okay, so then my career started with what? MVC only. I don't know anything. So I know ASP.NET, and like you people only, I also learned ASP.NET. Okay, so so after that, but I never got an opportunity to work, and sometimes in my organizations, one or two times they offered some support role or lead role for some ASP.NET. I said no, because I don't want to work on what, so older technologies. That's what I told. And okay, they said okay, and my, because my skills are like ASP.NET, MVC, web API related, Microsoft Azure DevOps kind of skills. Due to that reason, they don't. So see, my, like my skills are hard skills now in the market. So if they want to get my skills into their project, the minimum they need to invest. For my experience, minimum 30 lakh they need to invest. So then they will say, when he is coming for 1 lakh or 2 lakh per year, then why should we waste 30 lakhs or something? So, and they won't offer that. And I will say, if you keep me there, I will put my papers or something. Then definitely they don't pull me into that. Okay. So, because of, so that is what will happen for you guys when you, so when you're going for system test, if the interviewer asks you, so we'll able to do that. So he will only ask you how you want to do. So if you are comfortable in ASP.NET, just tell them I want to do that on ASP.NET. Then he will say okay for that. Okay, he'll say okay for that and do that on ASP.NET and submit it. So if you're doing that with ASP.NET, within half an hour you'll finish it. Because what? Drag and drop and everything will happen. So that 20 lines of ADO.NET core and 4 lines of what? So that disconnection oriented code, then your task will be completed. Okay, and they don't restrict you to do MVC or something. But once we start our MVC, you people will say, sir, MVC is so much better than ASP.NET. That's what you will tell. Okay. But my suggestion, whichever is your comfort area, go with that only. Okay. So in MVC also, after 15 sessions or 20 sessions, I'll teach ADO.NET one more time. Okay. But now our level 1 finished, level 2 finished, now our level 3. So now we don't read the connection string by keeping in SQL connection object now. From now onwards, we'll read the connection string from our web.config file. Okay. After that, so now you are just saving the values, insert into table name you are doing now. So in your next level 4, you don't do like that. We'll go with the stored procedure approach. Okay. So once it is done, so we don't follow all these things. We'll go for entity framework. Okay. everything. So we'll explain in real time, and we'll, increase the complexity little more. And finally, end of the day, so you need to reach everything. Okay. So why I'm saying this one? So see, if I teach the store procedure approach in your class one of ADO.NET, then what will happen? You guys will confuse with that concept and you may not learn. Now you have four options: level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Level 1 C Sharp, level 2 Windows Forms, level 3 ASP.NET, level 4, 5 in MVC. So, and Web API also we are going to see. Okay, now whichever you feel is the easiest one, opt for that. Learn that very well. Okay, but all the things you need to practice. Okay, because suddenly if the interviewer asks you, so can you do that with stored procedure? So if you don't practice, then how you will do that? You cannot, right? That's right. Practice everything, but follow one approach. Okay, whichever you feel easiest, follow that only. Okay, I am giving 4 or 5 options to you guys. Whichever you feel comfortable for you guys, follow that only. Okay, and so so everything will make it easy only, but every person there will be some comfort zone for it on some specific area topic. So go with that. Okay. If you learn 4 things also, then what will happen? So if your brain is able to accept the 4 things, then fine. If that is not accepting, then what will happen? So what will happen? If someone asks you to write aeroplane spelling, then so when you start writing AEROPPPLEBALL, so you will write like that. Because what? So all the things are what? So they are all mixed, and what will happen? Like, you may get the wrong output or something. That's why follow one approach perfectly, practice all the approaches. That's what I will suggest. Okay. And also in between entity framework and ADO.NET. Personally, as per my experience, 70% of projects will use ADO.NET. Okay. 30% of projects will use entity framework. Why I'm saying 70% of projects use ADO.NET means, so definitely they will have separate team for database. So if some organizations or projects, if they're not having separate team for database, then they will go for entity framework. Okay, because you don't need to create a stored procedure there. You don't need to create some table and something there. So your entity framework will take care of creating all those things. That's what I'm saying. Okay, it's up to you guys. I will teach one entity framework method also in MVC. Okay, so now we'll see all those things. So now we'll go for MVC now. So, so we have given this KGF level elevation or your solar level elevation. Okay. So Deva, or if you want to give some other elevation also, you can give. But what is this MVC? So what is this means? Your first interview question will start from this only. Okay. The interviewer will ask you what is MVC. So MVC is nothing but model view controller. Sir, we all know that from our childhood. Model view controller only. Everyone is saying model view controller. What is that? So now, so in ASP.NET, if you people remember one thing, so what happened there? When you create a web form, so what is happening there? So it is creating 2 things. One is ASPX file and ASPX.cs file. Yes or no? So ASPX file is responsible for design, and .cs file is responsible for implementing the business logic. Yes or no? So now, for example, so what will happen? Like, if you want 100 pages, then what you need to do in ASP.NET? Right click and create web form, web form, web form, web form 99, web form 100. Okay, that's what you are doing there. Okay, so and what will happen? Like, in ASP.NET, there will be no relation between web form 1 and web form 2. Okay, Okay. So see, for example, if 10 neighbors are there in your rural area or something, then what will happen? Always neighbor one and neighbor two will not speak. Yes or no? So they'll speak with the crows and all. So they will scold this crow and that hen, this one, that tree, that gulabi tree, and this. So this tree, that tree, they will always they will have. I don't know what is the logic there, but 90% of neighbors won't speak properly, right? So similarly in ASP.NET also. So one web. So this 10 web pages are like neighbors only. They don't interact with each other. So they are separate. Okay. So webform 1 won't interact with webform 2. Webform 2 won't interact with webform 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Okay. They are all independent. They don't depend on each other. Okay. They don't pass any data from here to there or something. Okay. That is what your ASP.NET we have learned this many days. Now MVC means model view controller. So model is responsible for implementing business logic. What is that? So model is responsible for implementing business logic. So or your database related code. So now your ADO.NET code you need to write in your model inside a model. So what is that model means? It's a simple class. So you can create a class. Some people will call model. Some people will create a class and they will call it as data access layer. Some people will call something else, something else, something else. So simple. What is the responsibility of model is for implementing the business logic. What is that? Business logic. So, and the second one is your beautiful view. So, view is responsible for implementing the user interface. What is that? So, view is responsible for implementing the user interface. Simple HTML code. Only HTML code you will write inside your view pages. Okay. So, and finally, the controller. So, who is that? So, so So controller is like heart of MVC execution. Okay. So what will happen like so this model and view is like your neighbors again. So they don't interact with each other. Okay. They cannot or they never interact with each other. So for example, you have one view and you want to get some data onto the view. So who will get data means model. Okay. So model will get the data from database because what? So you will write your ADO.NET logic there only. So your model will get the logic from database, but it cannot pass to your view. Then who is responsible means controller. So controller is responsible for passing the data between model and view. So, or in other words, I can say controller is responsible to provide communication between model and view. Okay. So model cannot direct interact with view. Okay. Model cannot interact with view and view cannot interact with model directly. So then, so for example, if I want to get some data from model, so my view will say controller, I want to get some data from model. Can you please help me? So so this controller will tell to model like hey model, I got some request from you. Like I want so our view wants some data, like some user data, user information or something. Can you please help? Then this model will interact with whom? Database, and it will get the data and it will transfer the data to controller. Controller will send the data to your view or user interface. Okay. So the model M stands for model is responsible to implement what? Business logic. So V stands for what? View is responsible for user interface. What is that? User interface or UI or your HTML pages. Okay. So what is the responsibility of controller here? So this controller is responsible to provide communication between model and view, and view and model. So who is responsible to provide communication between model and view? So your first interview question on interviews is, you need to explain all this point. Simple. So MVC means model view controller. M is model is responsible to provide business logic, to implement business logic. View is responsible to implement user interface. Controller is responsible to provide communication between model and view. What is that? Model and view. Got it? Clear for everyone? So this is what. So tomorrow I will just explain how to create MVC project, and I will just explain so some basic things what we needs to know, and some other notes also I will give. So like this is just introduction only. So so we definitely need some theoretical classes for 3 days at least. After that we'll slowly move into our programming. So but the MVC programming so easy, but initially little bit confusing because of ASP.NET. Because what? In ASP.NET, you can create everything directly and you can do that. So inside that one, so if you create a web form, doing everything there only. But in MVC, you need to create 3 things and you need to link with each other. So that linking and all, how to work with that, I'll help you guys. So after that, MVC will become so easy compared to your ASP.NET. Fine. Thank you all for coming and joining. We'll start our MVC from tomorrow. Don't miss the sessions. We'll meet tomorrow again.